Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Journeyman Football Manager with Zebu Nation. And this is a very, very special episode because I've got some big news, some very, very big news. As you can see here, we have been offered and accepted the managerial position at the Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's right, the Wolves have hired Nation Jr. as a coach. Nation Jr. confirms the rumors that he would leave Worcester by accepting an offer to become the new head coach of the Wolves. That's right. We've done it, really. This is one of the teams I've always wanted to coach in Football Manager. Not because I'm particularly a fan of theirs. I've never actually seen a game that they've ever played. But I really like their logo. I really like their nickname, the Wolves. It's sort of a nice, straightforward sports franchise type nickname. But I think even more than that is their actual name, which is the Wolverhampton Wanderers. It just sounds like a Blood Bowl team. So I just picture my guys dressed in, armor and spikes and going out there and running roughshod over the opponents. And I kind of like that kind of soccer. So we'll see if they can live up to that style that their name suggests. But maybe we can take a look at their real history, their real background here. There it is. The Wolverhampton Wanderers, a background. Founded in 1877, they are a professional English club currently playing in the SkyBet Championship. So a couple of leagues above where we were in the Venerama National League North. The Wolves will be looking to build on their mid-table finish in the SkyBet Championship last season. The club play their games at Molyneux and possess superb training facilities and great youth facilities. So again, this goes along with our strength as a coach. We're a youth coach. We want to build teams through youth, and this will give us a better chance to do it than Worcester. The club's training ground is Sir Jack Hayward Training Ground. The Wolves reserve teams play at the new Bucks Head, while the youth team play at Sir Jack Hayward Training Ground. So they've got a lot of facilities. It's not like some of their lower clubs where they have to do everything at one ground, or maybe they've got one ground and one training facility and that's it. They've got facilities all over the place. The club has above-average junior coaching, above-average youth recruitment network. The club is affectionately known as the Wolves and retains a fierce rivalry with West Brom Albion and Birmingham City. Again, Albion, was it the Albion Wanderers, I think, is another Blood Bowl team. So it's like starting to see where a lot of those influences came from for that game. Anyway, enjoying their greatest spell of success during the 1950s, the Wolves have a history they can be proud of. Of course they do. Everybody does. Boasting a total of 21 competition wins. These are just some of their highlights. They've won the English top division in 1954, 58, 59, finished runners-up 5 times. Runners-up in the Euro Cup in 72. They've won the FA Cup in 1893, 1908, 1949, 1960, and finished second best 4 other times, and they've won the English second tier in 1932, 77, and 2009. So their last championship, or last trophy of any kind, is 2009, which is starting to get a little bit in the past, 8 years in the past. So they're looking for some new blood to take them to the next level. And we can see where they're at currently in the SkyBet Championship at mid-season. They are mid to, I guess you can call that mid-table. 15th out of 24 teams. It's, a little below mid-table, but right around there. They've got 33 points, and it's just not good enough. 8 wins, 9 draws. 10 losses. Take a look at the SkyBet Championship. Let's see where they were predicted to finish. Predicted to finish 6th. So they're performing below what they were predicted and what their standard should be. So that's why the previous coach got the boot, and that's why we're in here. And you take a look at their schedule. You know, they did pretty well in the preseason. They have not fared well in the SkyBet Championship. They've advanced a little bit in the EFL Cup, but got knocked out of that as well. So they really have nothing going for them this season. They got knocked out of the FA Cup in the third round. So there's really nothing left for this team other than to finish strong and maybe make a run towards the top half of the league. So that's where we're here, and that's what we intend to do. So let's run down this new team of ours for a little bit. Finances are struggling. Negative $275,000 this season. We are currently over our payroll budget, which is not good, especially in this league at this level. There's penalties that go along with it if you continue to operate at massive losses. So we've got to worry about that, and we've got to get a handle on this budget and see what fat we can trim. Profit loss this month, $8.9 million this season, negative $7.4 million. So I think maybe we got a big infusion of cash this month and to balance out our season lost. I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't there for that, so who knows. Maybe the board threw all that cash in and got tired of doing so. Let's see. Anything else here that we need to look at? Not too much. We're obviously not going to make much noise going on with just this small of a transfer budget and this small of a payroll. Well, it's not exactly small. It's just we have no room to maneuver within this because it's all spent up. And also the transfer deadline is coming up very soon, so I'm not sure how much movement we can get anyway, or if we even want to make any movement. This team is pretty solid. It just needs the right direction, I feel. So let's go to the board. Obviously, we're stable. We just got here. They have an owner, Guangshang Gao. Feels he will never leave the club of his own volition. All right. The board have indicated they will allow the scouting of players within this continent, so we can scout Europe if we need to. We're missing a few coaches, so we've got to deal with that. I mean, there's a lot of coaches and a lot of staff here, but still we've got some holes. We'll look at that in a minute. Obviously, we looked at the finances, not good. We have no current board requests going on. We have a couple of affiliated club, AFC Telford and SLB of Portugal. That's an interesting one. Senior squad. They've got a ton of players out on loan. We should probably scout this team so we know a little bit more about our own affiliate. Probably be a good idea, something to do in the future, but not at the moment. And then AFC Telford. Okay, so this is a team we can send players to. Maybe that Portuguese team is one we send players to as well. I'm not sure. How that balances out, whether we're a higher league than them or not. I'm going to have to investigate that for sure. But anyway, that's for future installments. Right now we're just kind of looking through our club and seeing what's new. A 3-star national reputation team, so that's pretty good. It's definitely a huge step up from where we were. We were a 1-star team with Worcester. So we've made a gigantic leap in our first season. That's pretty good. Finances okay, as we've mentioned. I mean, year founded 1877. That's just ridiculous. It's like, you know, barely the Industrial Revolution going on in 1877. So quite the extensive history. Transfers, we can take a look at their transfer history, what they've done this season. They've lost a few players. Jack Price. Bright Ebenbachher. Nice name. Got 1.7 million for him. So they've sold off a couple of players, but nothing too substantial, I don't think. Although $5 million is nothing to sneeze at for Jack Price, defensive midfielder. He's a pretty good player. So the players they've brought in: Adam Mastuzik. Pretty good. 27-year-old deep-lying playmaker. Where is he on the roster? I don't remember seeing that guy. I have to take a look for that guy. Where did he come from? Did he leave already? No. So he's around somewhere. We should find him. See what's up with that. He might not be here yet. That could be another problem. Jeppe Anderson. 775,000. So they brought in a few players, but obviously it hasn't worked for them. So we're gonna have to figure that out and see what we can do with all this money. You know, if some of these guys they brought in aren't playing or aren't working out and they aren't gonna fit in our style, then we're gonna have to move them along. Let's see. I mentioned the staff before. As you can see, we got three coaching slots available. I actually filled one already, a fitness coach that we brought in. Take a look at our coaching staff. Our fitness coach, we didn't have one, so we just had other guys filling in, and it wasn't that great. So I brought in Matthew Monte Colombo, 3-star fitness coach. Actually, he'd be 4 stars, 3.5 stars, if we had 2 fitness coaches. But right now, we'll deal with 1 fitness coach. We do have 2 goalkeeping coaches who are pretty good, actually. They're decent anyway. Aled Williams and Pat Mountain are pretty good. You know, overall, our coaching staff is decent. It's just it could use a little bit of depth because right now our workload is just very heavy across the board. The only thing that we need to focus on right now is ball control. That's kind of our strength, I guess. But we could use a little bit more strength in attacking, fitness, and, you know, I guess all around we just need more coaches. So let's go to our staff. Got 3 slots available. Let's put out an advert for coaching coach. And should we get a second fitness coach? We got 3 slots available, so it's like fitness coach and 2 assistant coaches. That might not be the worst thing in the world. I think we also needed like another under 23 coach or something like that. But I'll take a look at that later. So we'll hire at least 1 assistant coach and at least 1 more fitness coach. We've got a lot of room left on the scout staff, but I don't think I'll fill those yet. We got plenty of scouts. There's no problem. Medical staff, same way. We don't have a sports scientist. I'm not 100% sure what sports scientists do. We've got a head of sports science. That could probably be enough, considering I don't know what they do. It's not like data analysts. When you hire a data analyst, you get a special report. So maybe we're getting a special sports science report, and I've just been ignoring them. I don't know. But you know, I'll look into that. In terms of the league, you know, our goalkeeping coaches are above average. Everybody else here is average or mostly below average, especially fitness and mental. And what is this? Man management is also below. So our assistant coach is probably not that good. Stuart Taylor, let's take a look at this guy. Man management is okay. Judging player potential could do better. But other than that, he's pretty okay. I mean, there's nothing special about this guy, but he's got decent motivation, decent determination. You know, he's fine enough to keep around, I suppose. At least for this season. You know, once his contract runs out, we can see if we can find somebody better. But for now, everything is wunderbar. Now let's take a look at the team, right? Let's take a look. I had my coaches go through and pick a team based on the formation. And this is what we came up with. I manipulated it a little bit. I could use help at goalkeeper. Andy Lonergan is pretty decent. 2.5 stars. It's just not good enough, though. I'd prefer a much better goalkeeper, so we might have to look at that. Not now, obviously, but in the future, maybe this week even, we'll scour the scouting combines and see if we can pull somebody in from the hinterlands. Maybe if we can get a 3.5 star guy in there. That's sort of the threshold that I like as a goalkeeper, 3.5 stars. But we'll see. What are his actual stats? He's 33 years old. His actual stats are pretty decent. 15 one-on-ones, 17 reflexes, 15 jumping reach. So he's got, you know, pretty good stats where it counts. Being 33 years old is pretty good. He's 6'4", So he should be acceptable. He should be much better than he is, or at least much better than he's been performing. And that could probably be a defensive lapse on the rest of the team that is letting the goalkeeper down, but we'll take a look at that. Anyway, right fullback, Dominic Iorfa. 21-year-old Englishman, valued at $7 million. It's a pretty good fullback. You know, if I was running the diamond formation, he would be all up and down the field. 16 pace, 16 strength, 6'4". You know, in this system, my right fullback usually stays back, but I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this guy out of the offensive zone, so I'm not going to try. I'm going to let him get forward and do whatever kind he wants to do. Hopefully he can play make out there on the right field, team up with our right winger to do some damage, and maybe this club can score some goals, because we need to. Then we got Danny Bath at central defender. He looks okay, pretty good, especially his physicals, strength, jumping reach, fitness, 6'3". That's very good leadership. He's a very good leader. Heading, marking, tackling, all pretty promising. Kenny House, 21-year-old. Again, we got a young team, but that's fine. That's the way I like to coach. I like to coach the young team. Again, he's a good physicals, good technicals, good mentals. I think the defense should be strong, or at least stronger than it is. I don't know why it isn't stronger than it is. It must be just something about how they played. It wasn't defensive enough. And then our all-important left back, we have a lone player on loan from Man United, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson. 16 crossing really jumps out at the fullback position. This is the guy who's going to be key to our attack. We're going to be sending him on the attack, downfield. He needs to add some strength, but other than that, he's very talented, very technical, especially for only a 19-year-old player. So very happy to have this guy on the team. Defensive midfielder, Romain Sias. Again, he's just all around very talented. This team, right now, I'm looking at these players and these stats. This looks to me like it would be a very good MLS team. Like, these are stats that are very comparable to a high-quality MLS squad. So I'm very comfortable coaching a team at this level. And they look pretty good. I think we can do some stuff with these guys, especially with players like Romain here. 26-year-old Moroccan, very good player. Excited about that guy. Jamie Walker, this is an interesting position. I think our midfield is kind of the weakest part of this team, so I've moved Jamie Walker down in the midfield. He's more of an advanced midfielder, but I've dropped him down in the midfield to play that attacking role. He's going to be the attacking playmaker just because he has so many skills available to him. He doesn't have much jumping reach, but other than that, you know, he's got vision, work rate, passing, dribbling. He's just going to be, I think, a very dynamic central midfielder, and we're going to start training him up to be more of that central midfielder. Jay Spearing, our ball-winning midfielder, 28-year-old Englishman. He's just a good, solid player as well. Nothing jumps out too much except for his tackling is very good. Determination is good. So he's a guy we can use to train some of our younger players and, you know, really win the ball in that midfield role. Wingers, these should be the stars of our team. We've got very good wingers, good strikers, so hopefully they can score some goals for us. Hilder Costa, Angolan, 23 years old. Pace, acceleration, agility, very good technical stats, including dribbling, crossing, technique. So he's a very technical player. Mental attributes are also pretty good. He's not a leader, but other than that, he's very strong. Ivan Cavallero, 23-year-old Portuguese, very fast, good acceleration, determination, flair. So this is a guy, hopefully he's going to be playing that inside forward role for us. So hopefully we can get him the ball and he can make some plays in the middle of the field and get our other players going and basically act as our advanced playmaker and secondary striker. And then we've got some interesting choices to make at striker. We've got John Dow Booverson. That is probably not how that name is pronounced, but he's Icelandic. I'm not incredibly familiar with the Icelandic language, so hopefully he speaks the language of the football, because he's a very good player. 16 strength, 15 jumping reach. He's much more of a target man type player, and I haven't been playing this formation with a target man. So it's going to be interesting to see how this formation works with a target man instead of a poacher or an advanced forward. It seems like I've gotten my best results with a poacher up front. But I'm going to try this guy at his natural position and see what he does. He's much more of a secondary striker, or a guy who needs a strike partner, actually. Because he's much better as a target man support than an attacking target man, or anything else, really. He can play some complete forward, so we might try him at that. But for now, we're going to try him at attacking target man and see if he can do the job scoring goals, because that's what we need. We need somebody to score goals. And that brings me to the only changes that I've made. Is I've brought up Niall Ennis, a 17-year-old from our under-23s. So you can see how good he is. He's already playing in our under-23s at only 17 years old. But he is much more of that poacher-type player. He's got the speed, the acceleration off the ball. He's got some flair, some finishing. He's got a lot of skills, though. He runs with the ball. He plays with it back to the goal, knocks the ball past opponents. So he's got some weird skills for a 17-year-old. So we're going to see how this guy works out. And again, I'm a youth coach, so I want to get some of these youth guys in there. And the only other change I made was I also brought up Jack Ruddy from our under-23s, 19-year-old goalkeeper. Just, because our other goalkeeper is out on international duty, so we needed another goalkeeper up there. But other than that, this is the Wolves team that I inherited. I've got a couple of players I'm looking to give away or sell. Silvio here has expressed that he wants to get first team soccer, and I just don't see that happening. So I'm going to try to sell him off. And then there was another player I was looking to sell off. There's Matsukic right there, 27 years old, deep lying playmaker. He is injured, that's why I haven't looked at this guy much. He's out for 5 to 6 months. So that's painful. That's painful. You go out, your big transfer of the season is injured for the entire season. That's going to hurt a team, and it's going to hurt a manager. There's nothing you can do about that, really. So I think the other guy we're looking to get rid of is maybe Joe Mason, 25-year-old Irishman. He's making $1.02 million, and he's pretty good, but he's not really good. So if we can get rid of him and get that salary off the books, get ourselves below our threshold of $28 million in salary, then maybe we can, we can ensure the club's future, basically. That's about it, I think, for roster and all that stuff. We wish Worcester good luck. I'm going to check in with them at the end of the season and see where they finish, because we were still in first place by 5 points when I left them. So hopefully they can keep that lead and continue on and get promoted. That would be nice for everybody involved. All right, we got a couple of other... All right, we've placed our advertisements, so that's fine. And now we've got the schedule coming up here. We have to break this losing streak. We are on a 5-game winless streak, including the FA Cup third-round loss. So it's a 4-game league losing streak. We've got a nice home match versus Huddersfield. So hopefully we can break the streak here. We've got a TV game coming up versus Birmingham. So that's got to be an important match. And I don't know that we'll show that, but that is something coming up on our schedule. Like I said, it's basically mid-season, so we've got a few games left here to basically turn the ship around and right the ship. So let's go to that match versus Huddersfield and see what we got going on. Looks like they've got the 4-2-3-1 attacking formation. Where is Huddersfield, by the way? They're in second place. They're in promotion land here, so they're playing very well this season. 53 points, goal differential of plus 17, 16 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses. So this is going to be a tough game to start out with, but maybe we can surprise some people. So here's our team. Here's our formation. Of course, the old Burning Man formation is back. And our instructions are going to be pretty much the way it was with Worcester. We're going to start out playing disciplined, but flexible. Trying to work the ball into the box. And control the ball. Possession is what we need. Did I look at the stats? I don't remember if I did. I don't think so. So one of the things we can look at and see why this team is underperforming is that we're not anywhere on these stats. You look at most goals, not in the top 8. Headers, we're second place, so that's good. I like a team that can head. This is a good athletic team, lots of jumping reach, all that kind of stuff. So that fits with our tactics. Possession, we're nowhere on the possession chart. That's got to change. We got to change that if we're going to win. Tackles, third in tackles at 74%. So that's good. I think we've got some defensive. What am I thinking of here? Some defensive characteristics here with the heading and the tackling that we can take advantage of, and we can mold this team into a solid defensive unit, and hopefully we can score goals to go along with that defense. Least conceded, obviously, currently we're not on this list. Hopefully we get up here by the end of the season and we stop conceding goals. Shutouts, obviously, also not on that list. Most fouls, luckily we're not on this list either. It's hard to take a team that's undisciplined and fouling everybody and turn them around, especially in one season. So we know that this team can play defense without fouling, so hopefully that doesn't change. Passes, again, we need to get this up. I don't know where we are on this list, but we're not in the top 8, and that's not good. Crosses, not there. Best at hitting the targets, not there. We are just nowhere in the stats. In fact, the only place we are in these stats is games without winning. We're tied for second place with the longest losing streak at 4. So that's got to change. How about attendance? I'm always curious to see where we are in attendance. We're 11th in attendance, 21,000, so that's a pretty decent crowd. I think that will go up if we continue to win. So let's go back. Let's go back to where it all began. We're going to go with that lineup I just showed you, and Lonergan is coming off of an illness. He's only at 81%. Our only other choice would be to bring in this young 19-year-old Ruddy. Question is this guy going to have a Jordan-esque type performance? You know, Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench with a busted ankle, or I guess Jordan is very famous. Michael Jordan, basketball player, if you don't know. He was very famous for coming off the bench. He had a very bad illness. I forget exactly what it was, the flu or something like that. And he came off the bench and he scored like 55 points. And it was one of those like sort of games that helped build his legend. So maybe Lonergan can do the same thing. Maybe he can come off the bench, come back from this illness, and play with some heroics. Or we could give the young 19-year-old Jack Ruddy a chance in goal, but maybe not against the second best team in the league. That might not be the best idea. So we're going to go with what we're going to go with and let these guys prove themselves or not. Jack Spearing is lacking match sharpness. Jay Spearing. Yeah, why hasn't this guy been playing? I don't know. 28 years old. He's pretty good. I don't know, but I'm going to play him. Ennis needs a number. Okay. He's a striker. Oh, all of our striker numbers are taken. These guys don't adhere to my numbering, which obviously is just my own form of numbering and nobody else in the world follows it. But if he was my striker, he'd be, you know, one of these late teens, early 20s numbers. So I guess I'll give him 24, even though in my numbering scheme, 24 is a central defender. But that's neither here nor there. He just needs a number, so we'll give him that number. I don't really like giving players numbers in like the 50s and 60s and stuff. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right on a soccer field, but, you know. What are you going to do? Their numbers are already assigned. There's no point in changing them, really. I updated XSplit recently, and I don't know if you can see this XSplit Gamecaster logo here. I think maybe my license didn't get transferred over when I updated or something like that. So I'm going to have to double check that. Hopefully that doesn't show up on the video, but if it does, it will be annoying, and I will not enjoy that. Let's see. This game has draw written all over it. Okay. I can't separate these two teams. A draw isn't the worst. Isn't the worst option in our opening game, but we want to win. Definitely want to win. We want to prove these tactics are sound. All right, so we're going to. Our assistant coaches are giving us no help here, so we're going to close down. Well, all right, we're going to do this twice just for fun. Then it looks like they're sending their fullbacks forward as well, so we're gonna mark those dudes tightly. We're gonna be marking people all over the field. Might not be the best way to go, but now I'm gonna go to show positions. I'm gonna have to set this up prior to the next game. We want to make sure we tightly mark and close down on all these guys at all times in all future games for all time. All right. There we go. Let's start the match. Give the pep talk. We've been on a bad run. Let's go out there and impress me. Okay, so one guy, Yorfa, is the only guy who's impressed. Here we are at home, the Wolves. This little, nice little stadium here. Again, this is very reminiscent of an MLS stadium. This looks just like Kansas City or any place like that. So I think I should be comfortable managing at this level, and I think it should lead to some positive results. As long as our goalkeeper doesn't throw up in the middle of the game, that should be good. Our captain is Danny Bath. Is that Batth? That's a strange name. I've not seen that before. It could be, you know, sort of a proper English name, but I've never seen that before. TTH. Okay. Anyway, extraneous T's are another thing to add to the list. The halftime is just rushed by. All right. What are we looking at here in terms of key highlights? Let's go to extended highlights for the second half and see if we can see what this game is all about. Instructions, we're going to do our typical second half instructions when we end like that, when nothing happens. Going to just tell them to be more expressive, and that's it. Yes. Then we'll give them the pep talk. Passionate. Keep going out there. You can still win. Nobody buys that horse hockey, but that's all right. All right. Let's see if we can see a chink in the armor there. Not a chink in our armor. Good. Offsides. Mr. Colin Quinner. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at these highlights. Let's analyze our play here. Bjorfson is not playing well. It's twice he's lost the ball. We should try to put more crosses. That could be a possibility. Oof, that was a terrible shot, but that's all right. All right, so let's make some changes here. Put some crosses. Let's do some more direct passing. We've got a target man down there. I mean, he's not playing well, but you know what? Maybe he can make a difference. if we get him the ball in the right position. If we blast it down and let him make a play. All right, here we go. That's not how I like to start out, but we save that one. There's Solis, Walker. So there's our new midfield trying to get a handle on things. There's our target man. Can he play it forward? Nobody made a run. Nobody. Our right winger has to make a run. We're going to put him on attack mode. When the target man gets the ball like that, you got to go. You can't just sit there. And, of course, we get an injury right off the bat here. The same winger we just told to get forward, he said, nah, man, I think I'll lay down for a while. All right, so who do we got to replace him? We've either got Ben Marshall, 25-year-old Englishman, or Andy Weeman, 25-year-old Austrian. Let's see, what does Weeman have going for him? Ben Marshall looks to be the superior player here. Valued at $9 million. He's got better crossing, better corners, long throws, that kind of stuff. So we'll bring him in. 3.5 star. That's really good depth to be able to bring that kind of quality off the bench. So that's good. Anybody else we're looking at replacing? Bulverson, you're not playing well. 6.2 rating is not good. We could bring in the 17-year-old and tell him to go get the ball. I think we'll do that. Put him in. Oh, he's also a target man, but he's more of an attacking target man. All right. Let's see what he can do. I mean, I'm not happy with Boverson, so we'll give the youngster a shot. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm the coach. I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference. Calm. I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference. Okay, so the youngster seemed in a positive mood. He liked that. Or no, that was Ennis who liked that. Yeah, that is the youngster. What am I talking about? I was right the first time. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can make a play, make a counterattack right here. We win that ball. There's the youngster getting out headed for the ball, but maybe we can fire it down to him. Nope, we got a good steal because there was the right fullback was wide open. 63 minutes down. Get that steal. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Nope. Play it out wide to Smith. All right. So our defense is holding. Our defense is looking pretty solid. Here we go. Set play. Marshall. All right. Here we go. Here's our substitutes. Marshall. He's just going to fire it at the goalkeeper. That was sort of an inept attempt. But better than nothing. I mean, we haven't really generated any other kind of offense. So we've made a few changes in strategy. We've made a few lineup changes. Now it's just a matter of the players. They got to go out there and do it. Saiz is got a yellow card. I feel like maybe we should close down tighter on these guys and make some more aggressive tackles. Oh, they're open pain. Oh, nice stop by Lonergan. Lonergan comes off the bench, or not comes off the bench, comes off his sick bed. Instructions here. Let's try to make something happen. Let's get Mark more tightly, get stuck in, make a counterattack type play. We don't have a ton of yellow cards right now, so we can be a little aggressive. Like right here, get this steal, get the steal. Come on, get the steal. Oof, Lonergan, that was a lucky save, but a save nonetheless. Sometimes you gotta have that. But they are beating our central defense, and that's not acceptable. Definitely, assuredly not acceptable for our central defense to be getting beat that way, that easily. Hello, what was this? What was that? That was our goalkeeper just taking the ball and walking out of bounds. Good job. Good man. All right, giving them a corner. Nice header. So again, we're winning those headers, and that's what I like to see. Oh, nice aggressive play by Ennis. He gets nailed with a foul, but I like the enthusiasm there, young man. That's why we brought you in. To show that enthusiasm. There he is, there he is. Gets the ball back to Spearing. Oh, there he is. Walker is wide open. Gets it forward to Marshall. To Ennis, the youngster. Takes a shot. Alright, let's see if we can start working the ball into the box now that we have them. Oh, no. Ennis injured. Slight injury, twisted ankle. You're going to stay on there, buddy. That's fine. Ooh, free kick deflected. Or it hit the crossbar. I'm not sure which. But either way, it doesn't go in the net. 88 minutes down. It looks like we are looking at that draw that the preseason or pregame prediction was a draw. So it looks like we're heading towards that. There's a nice steal. Nobody down there to get that ball forward. Ennis not quite heading that direction. Again, we need a poacher or we need an advance forward for this role. I don't think the target man is going to do it. So that's going to be our next priority, to look for somebody on the roster who can play that role, or somebody out there in the market we can grab very quickly and very inexpensively. Get that ball out of there. Oof, just wide by Wells. 3 minutes of stoppage time. I mean, they had all the chances. Oh, here's Walker with a free kick. He bends it, but to no avail. They had all the chances this game. They've had a couple of dangerous plays. They've had a couple of free kicks that were dangerous. And there's stoppage. So we got the draw in our first match. You know, it is an acceptable result in our first game. Calm. You were unlucky today. There we go. They're motivated by that. So that's what we got to do. We got to build up this team's confidence. So we're still 15th place, 34 points. 1 point away from moving up to 12th place, mid-table. But we're expected to finish above mid-table. So that's definitely our goal. If we can get into the playoff hunt, that would be definitely acceptable. We're only, 11 points away from that. I think we can reach that level. And continue on. Let's take a look at the analysis here. Pretty decent day on defense. We let a few balls through, but we had lots of interceptions. That's good. Bothwick Jackson had 100% tackles won. Very good. Again, our defensive midfielder, Sace, 18 interceptions. That's very good. 100% tackles for Spearing. That's our ball-winning midfielder. That's what we need from that guy, so I'm happy with his performance. Our advanced players, wingers and strikers, did not have a good day, and therefore we got the draw. So we got to work on those guys and get them playing up to standards. Stats-wise, obviously no stats going on here. Just completely average rating, except for Borthwick Jackson, 7.3 rating. He stood above everyone else, except for Danny Bath, our team captain, who also had a 7.3. So some decent defensive plays. We just got to work on generating a little bit more offense. So there we go. Costa, he's going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks with a sprained ankle. That's not good. Anybody else going to be out? Ennis makes his debut. That's good. Wolves looking for... Oh, we got some people who want to bid for Silvio. Everybody 1.5. We can check this out and we can sell these guys real quick. Silvio here. So we've got Braga from the Portuguese Premier League. We've got SK Rapid Wien from the Austrian Premier Division. or Stade Rennais FC from Liga 1. Let's see. 125K per year selling team wage contribution for. This looks like it might be a little bit confusing. Let's see. What does this say? It just says asking price 1.5, transfer listed, fee 1.5. So that's not anything. Same with these guys, 1.5. So why do they have different numbers? 1.5. Like, I don't see any. I don't see anything that differentiates the three bids other than this. 363K per year selling team wage contribution. 413K per year selling team wage contribution. Or 125 per year selling team wage contribution. So that means what we have to contribute to the player's salary. Immediate transfer. Are any of the other transfers not immediate transfer? No, immediate transfer. Oh, can we switch between the three of them here? Yeah, we can switch between the three of them right here. So I don't know. I guess I'll pick the one with the lowest number. Does that make sense? So it's not that Silvio isn't a good player. He is a good player. But he's making, one of the higher salaries on the club, 1.07 million. He's older. He doesn't fit in our plans as a first-team player. So might as well get rid of him while we can get some money for him. So he's worth 2.1 million. We're selling him for 1.5. That's pretty good, I think. I've never been able to get, well, not never. I've rarely been able to get the actual value number from anybody in a transfer. Most players, they're just not worth it, especially when I'm ready to sell them. So taking, more than half his value is pretty good to me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to accept that offer. Players not in the club's first team plans. So we accepted that one. We'll reject the other two and get that going. All right. So there you go. There's some little behind-the-scenes finances, and we played a game. We looked at our new team, all that stuff. So let's see. When will we come back with this club? Maybe we'll come back, I don't know, after a few games. Maybe we'll come back for that Birmingham game and, have a big TV audience and all that stuff, just to check in and see where we're at. Or, I don't know. Maybe we'll wait till the end of the season, because I don't want to have too many videos. But anyway, this is dragging on and on and on. So until next time, whenever that next time is, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.